Hey y'all, welcome to Girl Meets Screen. My name's Norma, your host of whatever, and I'm so nervous dressed like this, but I'm trying to dress to the theme of what I'm talking about. So we're here with Perfect Match, and if you ask me, they're literally always in bathing suits, so that's me. I'm going off memory. I did write down who was matching up and like the challenges they were winning, or I tried to. So hopefully I remember this okay. For episode 1, these are the matches we have. Dominic and Brighton, Elise and Harry, Tolu and Izzy, Xanthi and Kaz, and Micah and Stevan. Now, Micah did ask Kaz to match up. He said, let's keep looking, let's see what's out there. And if not, we'll come back, which was like, dang, ouch. Episode 1, nothing too interesting. It's just like everyone getting to know each other. You kind of know, we know them from their shows, right? Not everybody, but I don't know how to explain, like kind of those typical reality TV personalities. Like the ones that you don't know, you do know, because like it's that same type of energy for all of them. Episode 1 does end with Harry and Elise winning the challenge. They were in these like cages on like a zip line, and they had to like basically move the cage all the way to the other side. I mean, he had a system going. According to him, you just gotta know physics or something. I don't know. They win. They go on a date. They decide to send Tolu and Dominic on a date. They send Tolu with Dom, Gabriel. Then they send Dominique with Chris. Do I need to say where these people are from? I guess I'll make sure it's like on the little picture. But yeah, so the dates go well. Nothing super eventful. They like each other. I did forget to mention in episode 1, Dominic and Brighton were like arguing in the room about yoga not being a sport, I think it was, or something, a workout. Yeah, a workout. Whatever. It was stupid. He was stupid. She was stupid for entertaining it, honestly. I would have been like, I'm gonna go to bed. You feel free to think what you want about yoga. So in episode 2, nothing like super interesting. So we'll go into the couples. First, we have Xanthi and Stevan. Or no, it was Micah and Stevan and Xanthi and Kaz. They decided to do a little wife swappy swap. And Stevan is now with Xanthi, and Micah got her man Kaz, okay? Micah fought for her man, and we like to see it. I do want to know what changed his mind, though. Because he was like, let's see if we find somebody, and if not, then we'll go to each other. So it's interesting that he chose her. But unfortunately, episode 2 is where Izzy's time is up. Tolu goes with Dom, of course. Because we love us some Dom Gabriel for now. Now, Dominic had to choose between her date, Chris, and her current match, Brighton. And Brighton is annoying. In the challenge, they're just arguing. She cries, and he's like, I'm just and it's just a mess. It's a mess. I don't even know why she was entertaining Brighton after that. You make me cry, and I only know you for a day. I'm good to go. Okay? But maybe she was just emotional. So she's talking to Brighton, and Chris comes up, and he's basically like, I'm putting her on the spot. What's she gonna do? Which annoying. But she's like, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? And then Brighton is like, what are you doing? Like, why are you up here? Like, he's trying to laugh it off. And then dude's like, well, what's up? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know? And he's like, nah. Like, you and I ain't that. Don't do that. And so she kind of just walks away from them. She's like, oh, this masculine energy. Like, I think she was doing a little bit too much. But I understand. Sometimes you are just more anxious than your typical person, or people are more anxious than you. And so for her, that was very anxiety inducing, and I totally get it. Basically, she walks away. Eventually, Brighton goes back to talk to her, and he kind of takes himself out. Like, he's like, oh, so you're choosing him. Oh, sorry. Like, he doesn't really give her a chance to get her thoughts out. And once she said something like, oh, I don't like this whole pissing contest thing, or she said something that he like just took as her not picking him. And so then he was like, okay, all right. And he just walks away. So I was like, you kind of took away your own chance. Like, she hadn't even chosen. You didn't even let her choose. And so of course she just kind of chooses Chris because that's who was left. This episode has the kissing challenge in it. You know, it's like they all kiss each other and rate each other. And Micah and Kaz end up winning. They rate each other 10s. I think they told each other some sort of tell. I don't think that was like natural. Oh, we just liked each other's kisses best. But they have a fun date, and now they are picking girls for some of the guys. And they decide to be messy boots. I'm thinking if I have anything to say about the kissing challenge. I know that Stevan was basically like, no one was good, but he gave Tolu his highest score of a 6 or something like that. He said someone almost chipped his tooth, which I think he said was Micah, and he said someone didn't have the best breath. So if we think about it, okay, we have Micah, Tolu, they're out because he said Micah chipped his tooth, and Tolu was the number 6, like the best kisser of the group. And then who do we have left? We have Xanthi, Dominic, and Elise left. He rated Dominic the lowest. So between those 3, I feel like Dominic might have been the one with not the best breath, right? Because you would rate that your lowest. Because you mentioned the truth tip. Yeah, I'm going with Dominic. But anywho, yeah, that's what he says. Other than that, Xanthi opts out. So she's doing this. And getting people to kiss her cheeks, which is hilarious, and I love her for it. I love that she did not feel peer pressured or pressured, like, for being on the show to kiss a bunch of people. Because personally, I do think that's kind of weird. And it wasn't just tap kisses. Like, they're full on making out with, like, 6 people. Like, a minute after each other. That'd be a little bit much for me, too. I'm just saying. For episode 3, Micah and Kaz decide to turn this house upside down. They send Harry on a date and Stefan on a date. Messy, okay? They send Harry with our baby girl, Jess. They send Stefan with Alara, who I didn't know. But she's very beautiful, very sweet, very cute. Harry and Jess have a wonderful date. Harry is in love. But it's his girl. It's his short brunette with the boobs, okay? Short brunette with the boobs is Gary's type. Elise is at the house like, damn. No, they did not do me like that. What was funny was when Mike and them get back and all that, they go to get ready, and somebody says, like, well, as long as it's not a short brunette, you're good. Micah said, oops. That is so messy. But anyways, Stefan and Alara hit it off. They had fun too. They have the same energy, same vibes. Interestingly, so Harry tells Jess that him and Elise is more of like a friendship match, it feels like to him. And when Jess points this out, everybody is like, what? No, he lying. Like, you know, Harry's this, because everybody was trash talking Harry. And I'm not saying Harry's good or bad. I just think, and maybe these people know him, right? Because they're all within the same kind of working circle. So maybe that's, their insight might be more correct. But I have not seen anything. Comment, correct me, inform me. But I haven't seen anything to be like, oh, red flag. Other than that, he's been with women and he's not hiding it or ashamed of it. Which, like, if this was reversed, everybody would be like, don't slut shame her. So, like, leave him the hell alone. I can't help but like Harry Jowsey. You cannot say you don't. I wouldn't date him, but it's Harry. So yeah, I don't know. I was just like, is there something I'm not seeing about their match? Because like if he says like, oh, it seemed more of like a friend vibe, I could see that. They weren't all over each other. They weren't like kissing, hugging, and rubbing. Like, so I if that's how he felt, that's how he felt. Another thing, why do girls get so mean when there's like a little competition or a little bit of like a choice for the guys, if that makes sense? Like, Tolu's like, oh, the guys get a little, as soon as he said guys have the power, they were just, ooh. And I was like, no, what? Like, that's fun. Like, y'all, and then they do the same thing every time they have the power, right? It's like, it feels good. Ooh, I like this. Like, girl, go over there. You can't be like, it feels good for you, but, oh, ew, look at them wanting power. Like, what? You mad. Okay, this is where things start to get shooken up. Basically, okay, Harry chooses Jess. Elise acts like a literal child about it. I'm sorry, like, I don't have any other way. Because, like, she goes up to him and he's like, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I should have been more straightforward with you. Like, I should have made it clearer that I wasn't, like, head over heels with you. That's not exactly what he said. But, like, he was trying to be kind about it. And she's like, no, because, and she's, like, going off. And so eventually he was just kind of like, whatever. Is that the best move? Like, no, but I'm not going to judge him because I get it. It's like, I'm trying to be, like, tell you how I'm feeling and just tell you like what's going on, and you're just kind of being like, oh, you're shady, you're a jerk, you're this, you're that. And it's like, I don't think he was. From what we're seeing, I think he found a better match and went with that match. Like, and I'm sure that can be scary. You know what? First of all, I refuse to pretend, same as Love is Blind, that these people do not watch the show before they go on. First season of Perfect Match was not about love. Stop coming up in here talking about, I'm finding my perfect match. You're trying to find your perfect match for the show so you can win. So you can appear like it and you can win. I'm not doing it with y'all. I'm not. So for you to sit here like, she was so butthurt and remain butthurt till the 6th episode, and probably will remain butthurt until she leaves or however far she makes it. Like, God, I'm sorry. And so she makes it seem like I don't like anyone else. Like, it's Harry. And then when he chooses Jess, she's like, you know what? I'm staying. And we'll get there. But okay. This episode ends with 3 matches confirmed. And then we like continue on to the next episode. Mike and Kaz, Harry and Jess, and then Elise and Chris. Because like I mentioned, she's like, oh, I'm staying. Oh, I'm going to make him feel it. Like, girl, Harry do not care. But she will continue to try to make him care. Moving in episode 4, we have Alara and Stevan. Alara was trying hard to match with Dom, but he was hesitant. He was interested in her, but he didn't want to leave Toulouse hanging. And so he hesitated a little too long. Stevan swooped in and was like, listen, this is what's up. He went to Xanthi first and talked to her, which was nice. I appreciated him being like, listen, this is a deal. I didn't want to just leave you hanging. I was on the date with her. I do like you both, but like, I found myself wanting to kiss her and I want to explore what's going on with her. And so he does. And so that makes Chris dump Dominic and help Elise stay because that's his friend. They are friends. She brought Chris in, so he's going to help her stay. I am disappointed in Elise because I liked her. And then she became corny. The game in this episode is like the bomb something. There's these little like bomb cutouts on Velcro. And basically Nick will say like, oh, something that someone did. And if you as a team, as a couple, guess correctly, then you get like the little bomb and you can put it on whoever's totem pole. And like, as people get 5, they get eliminated. Last 2 standing win. Elise is gunning for Harry and Jess, of course. Toulouse joins in and it's like, it's for my girl. It's for my, like, stop. Just stop. So Dom and Toulouse win. They're the last one standing. They go on their date. Dom is honest with her when she kind of says like, well, where are you at? He's like, listen, I actually kind of am interested in, does he say he's interested in, oh, no. They talk about when they go to the boardroom or whatever it's called to pick. And he's like, you know, if there's guys you think you want to explore. And she was like, no, I think like I'm good where I'm at. And he was like, well, you know, I think you should do what's best for you. Or no, she was like, this decision should be made, that decision would be made as a team. And he was like, well, no, you know, like, you always got to do what's best for you. And when we're in there, if like what's best for you is to try to date someone else, you know, then you do that, yada, yada. And she just is like, what the hell? So now she's like, I got played, I this and that. And I'm sorry. I know. This is not very girl of me. But I just don't like when women do that whole like, oh, you played me this whole time because someone changed their mind. You're allowed to change your mind, guy or girl. I could be dating someone, we're not official, we're not nothing, and they do something, and then I don't want to date you anymore. That doesn't mean I was lying to you when I started dating you. It just means something occurred that has changed the way I feel. And she's like, how do you go from 100 to 0? Many people do, all the time. There are so many people in this world that get like an ick real quick and are completely turned off by someone. What are we doing here, girl? What are we talking about? So yeah, she's like super hurt. When she's hurt, I get it. I'm not saying it's not her fault. I just like, I hate the narrative of like, so you lied. And it's like, no, feelings changed. Things changed. Like what? And this is where my memory starts failing me. I think that, I know, okay, Toulouse sent herself on a date with Jake and Alara was sent on a date with Justin. But yeah, they go. Did she? No, Alara was sent with Justin. It was not Alara. I think it was Elise. I don't freaking know. I'm gonna put the name right here if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Elise. Anywho, 2 women get sent on the date with a Chris and a Jake, and that's who comes back to the house. Everyone's mangling once again. They're playing Truth or Dare. Alara is out here hooping and whopping with Stevan. Toulouse gets dared by Chris to sit on his lap and kiss him, and Jake is like, come on, dude, come on. It's like, sir, you just got here. You gotta relax. Jake was doing the absolute most. And why he kept talking about how women were in his DMs. Jake, don't nobody care. And now I don't believe you. Because if you had to say it like 3 times on this show in the 1 episode that you were in, I'm not buying it. I'm not. But yeah, so they're playing Truth or Dare. It's kinky, girl. These people horny. These people want sex. I think most of them are getting it, so I don't understand why we're doing all this. But here we are. The matches for this episode are Jess and Harry, of course. Micah and Kaz, Alara and Stevan, Tolu and Chris, Elise and Justin, and this is where Dom lets me down, you guys. Dom wanted to choose Alara, hence the whole situation with Tolu sending herself on a date and being like, oh, Dom played me, he was totally a liar. You heard what I was saying about, like, how I felt about what Tolu was saying, which I still do stand by. However, I now see maybe that everything she was saying was coming from somewhere else, because what the heck, Dom? Basically, he goes to Alara to try to talk to her. He's talking to Alara, and then Stevan like pulls her away again. And then yeah, Stevan's like, oh, what's going on with your head out, whatever. And she chooses Stevan because he like made her dinner, and she was talking about how he takes her shoes off her feet, and like he's just a wonderful angel. And you would not expect that from Stevan. I hope that he actually likes her and he's not just trying to win the game. But it is very cute, it is very sweet, and she, smart as she is, we love you, Alara, chose Stevan. So Dom left out in the dust, baby. Left out in the dust. He can't go back to Tolu because she's gonna be like, F you. Respectfully. Disrespectfully. Very disrespectfully, actually. And then Tolu ends up matching with Chris. So he's left alone. And I think he just started drinking, y'all. I think he started getting real, real drunk. And that's the excuse I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give him. I'm going to use statements. I'm going to need to go look online and see what statements were made. Because the nerve of you. Him and Harry are BFFs, okay? Apparently, after the whole Georgia thing, Georgina, whatever the heck her name is, they talked it out. And now they're super cool BFFs. They're saying they're BFFs, okay? Harry is standing with Jess and Jake. And Stevan, I think. Stevan. And Dom just starts shooting straight. Like, everybody getting hit with straight bullets, baby. Everybody getting hit with straight bullets. Basically, Stevan is standing there with Harry and Jess, and they're all like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? To Dom. And he said something like, Harry, what did he say? Like, you would know something. Like, essentially, it's saying that he was like a womanizer, or that he was like playing the game, or something along those lines. I'll have to, like, remember what he said. But anywho, he throws jabs at Harry, and then Jess is like, wait, what? Like, what's going on here? Because everybody's been saying stuff to her in the house. She's been trying her best not to listen to it and just get to know Harry. And, you know, he told her that. He's like, people are going to say what they're going to say about me, can't control it. But then when Dom says it, she's like, okay, no. And she sits with him because she's like, we do have to have a conversation about this because, like, that's your best friend. Like, it's one thing for a bunch of girls to be saying it because we all know how that goes. Sometimes girls are jealous. They want to protect their friend, or they're an ex, right? So, like, but when their best friend says it, you're like, okay, clearly I need to listen. Which, like, Harry, I hope you guys are not friends anymore. Because no, Dom, no. You could tell he was kind of drunk. And he was like, no, like, I don't mean, like, him. Like, I just mean, like, general, like, everybody. And it's like, no, you're too late. You tried to backpedal and you couldn't. Anywho, him and Jake tuck their little tail between their legs and head on out the house. But man, was this Dom made me so upset. Like, why would he do that? You can't trust anyone. Dang, he let me down. He let me down. I was like, he is a good guy. Like, he just found someone he liked more, Tolu, all this stuff. And then I'm like, and you go and just get nasty? It's your fault. That's your fault. Not nobody else's for you to drag everybody down with you. And I don't know if he was like last ditch effort, was like, hey, maybe if I make her doubt, I can get her. In my notes, I put don't beat me up, y'all, but I love me some Harry. And I've already said it, but it's fine. Basically, when Jess starts questioning him and all that, he's just like, yeah, I just need a minute. And then he goes to cry. And then she comes into the room and she's just like, I'm so sorry. He's like, what did he say? Like, I don't doubt you and I just wish you wouldn't doubt me. And she's just like, I'm sorry. And they're both crying together. And then she's essentially like, I feel bad that I was like another person who let other people's perceptions of him like affect how I look at him, if that makes sense, or like how I treat him, whatever she was saying. And I get it, because it's like, you know, we can only hope that Harry was actually trying to change. And I actually was looking at an article because I was trying to figure out like his dating history and all this stuff, and it was saying he was linked to his Dancing with the Stars partner, but they both came out, said they're only friends. He did mention having a secret girlfriend at the time, but they broke up because of those rumors and because of not being able to handle it. And everyone says that like timeline points to Jess, which would suck because they do seem to make a good match. And he's claiming he's dating to marry, so I hope that's the case. He hasn't been linked to anyone else since her, so hopefully like that's true. But it does suck if like rumors affected that. I totally get for Jess because, you know, not only does she have a daughter, but I'd imagine that's really hard to just constantly be hearing about someone's past or how someone's no good because of their past. Like, it gets to you as much as you can try for it not to. But it does suck that if they did have something good, that ruined it. But they are okay by the next episode. They get it together and things are all right. Things are all right. Last episode, and I'm sorry, like, Tolu is kind of stressing me out. Basically, she's falling for Chris, and I don't... Until the end of this episode, I was kind of like, I don't think he likes her. But maybe he does, because what he does at the end of, like, at the end of this episode, you're like, okay, so maybe he does. Okay, all right. The challenge from last episode, forgot to mention, I don't remember if it was at the end of last episode or the beginning of this one, but I think it might have been the beginning of this one, actually. Anywho, the challenge was there were these sticks in the beach, like in the sand with the water, with these like woven balls on it, and they basically had to get those balls into their basket, but no hands, no elbows, no arms. So, you know, like some of them are like carrying the girl and putting the ball between them, like different techniques like that. Alara and Savon end up winning. So they go to the boardroom thing. It's not the boardroom. I forget what it's called, but they go in there and they're picking like guys and girls, and he matches, I forget what dude's name was. He matches someone, and he's saying how like it's so funny because we said that I'd match him up with my type because our types are the same or something. And so she's like, is that your type? And he was like, yeah, that's like all around my type. And she's like, well, you should date her if you want to date her. And then we're kind of left on that. And we go back to the house and we see Alara arriving by herself. And they're like, you're by yourself. She's like, yeah. And so Lou's like, can I hug you? And she's like, yeah. Like, I'm fine. It's fine. And everyone's like, no. And people in the confessionals like, dang, like I knew Stevan was kind of like, you know, but I didn't think it was like that. And then he walks in. But y'all, they had us. I was like, nah, it's one of those fake outs. But he waited long enough where you were like, damn. And then he came out. So it was funny. It was a good fake out. They had me. Alara had me. I felt like Tolu. Like, give my hook back. Return that. They decide to send Chris and Kaz on a date. They sent Chris with someone named Melinda, and they was trying to stir the pot. They was trying to stir the pot because why would you bring someone that like matches Tolu's energy? So now this man is like, they're both the same. Like, who do I want? Like, come on. And then we have Holly and Kaz, and it's so annoying. That was like forced from the beginning. Like, they did some mud bath thing where they're like rubbing mud on each other, and of course, who isn't gonna like? They're two beautiful people. They're gonna rub mud on each other. But it was just so stupid to me. And so basically, Mike and Tolu, super worried. You know, they're stressed out. They decide they're gonna wear their sparkliest dress, like looking good. And I'm cracking up because Holly walks in and Tolu's like, why she walked in with the better version of my girl's dress? Like, and then he walks, you know, like Chris walks in with Melinda's beautiful self. Like, and she was cracking me up. She's like, we were supposed to be the showstoppers, and it looks like the show stopping us. And I was like, damn, like, at least she's honest. The accuracy is there. Luckily for Tolu, Chris decides to stick with his connection with her. He says how he's never had, like, a friendship connection turned romantic, and he's really interested to see where it goes. So he chooses her, and that's what I was saying about, like, being shocked. Because I was maybe he does like her. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, guys. Elise remains with Justin. They seem okay. I think she just is staying to, like, get at Harry or just win. Now she's trying to beat him. Yeah. We have Alara and Stevan, of course, and he's so cute. He's like, we're like a married couple. Like, it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. Jess and Harry, who are good to go. And then we are left on a cliffhanger with Kaz and Micah because he's trying to decide between her and Holly. He tells her, like, you're my type. You're 1,000% my type, but she's also a type that I like, and I'm not sure. And then she talks to Holly. Holly's like, yeah, I mean, it was a date. Like, we were enjoying the date, yada, yada. And so Micah goes to Kaz. She's like, oh, you lied to me. And he's like, how'd I lie? She says, this is what she said. And he's like, I mean, that's basically what I told you. And maybe she used the wrong term in saying, like, he lied to her. I think she just meant he kind of downplayed it, which I think he did. I think he was just trying not to, like, hurt her feelings and also make it clear that, like, there is still a connection. It's just he's also interested in this girl. And that's the cliffhanger we're left on for episode 6. But in the preview, we see Micah. So they kind of, I don't know if they did that on purpose or if it doesn't matter. So it's clear that he chose Micah because she was still there. So that's the deal. In the previews, everybody comes back. Yeah, and Melinda and Holly, Melinda was kind of annoying. I'm sorry. She was very annoying at the end because, like, when her date, who was her date? when Chris stayed with Toulouse, she was like, what the hell? Like, he said he was going to choose me. And Holly's like, no, he didn't. She's like, I swear he did. I don't believe her. I don't believe her. It feels like a lie, but maybe he did. Either way, he didn't choose you, babe, so it's all right. And then when she sees that everybody else is matched up, and I think Kaz was like her only option, but he was already through like Holly and Micah. So she was like, what the hell? And yeah, she was like acting all salty. And then in the previews, she's acting all like, yeah, we back, and you know, like ready to stir the pot and be a mess. Her and Brian, I know, are just gonna be getting on my nerves in episode 7 through 9, or 7, whichever one they were in. This season, way better than the first, I have to say. Maybe I just like don't remember the first too well, but I feel like this one is like way better. It feels a little bit more real. It feels a little bit more like, I know they're probably not, but they're at least acting like they're like actually trying to find matches, like actually trying to match each other's energy. I liked that in this episode, Stevan was telling Kaz that the reason he matched him with Holly was because he's more of like a up energy talking kind of person, and Micah kind of like simmers that down. Which granted, maybe he wants that. Like maybe he wants to simmer it down. He's ready to like kind of let that go a little bit. Who knows? But I thought that was really cool to hear those kind of conversations. It just feels a little bit more real. The perfect match piece of it feels a little more real, right? Like last season was like, who are y'all trying to fool? Like you just want to win. Like half of you aren't even good matches. But I'm excited. I cannot wait till next week. Like this video if you enjoyed. Comment down below, who do you think is gonna win? Subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.